I recently offered a 1-hour free consultation with a lady whose name I'll change to Abigail. She's happy for me to do this video based on her story. Abigail explained to me that without any court application to resolve the marital finances, she had already handed over £25,000 to her solicitor and had got nowhere. She was in debt, having taken out loans to pay for her lawyer, and nothing had been resolved. Abigail said that she had watched my video called Divorce and Financial Remedy, How Solicitors Fleece You Twice, and found herself in that position. And please, you can see that same video, which is linked at the end of this one. Abigail, who is in her 50s, described herself as being a lamb to the slaughter at the hands of her solicitor, and contacted me as she also wanted to warn others about her situation. I'm Kedge, the director of the McKenzie Friend UK network. I am a retired police chief inspector, and yes, that is me, and the founder of the national campaign #LikeNotHate at www.likenothate.co.uk, and in all my videos, my views and opinions are entirely my own. Abigail explained that she separated from her husband 6 months ago, and the children are now adults living independently. After separation and Abigail's divorce application, she wanted to resolve the finances sensibly and amicably. But her husband had hired what she described as a top London divorce lawyer. See, Abigail said that she was scared and didn't know where to turn to. She was receiving many aggressive letters from his lawyer, and many of us will have come across that cut and paste sentence that lawyers always use at the end of pointless letters to intimidate people, where it says that you are strongly advised to urgently seek your own legal representation. Unfortunately for Abigail, she did, which she now regrets as a huge mistake. Now, what happened next to Abigail is a trap that so many people fall into, and what is, in my opinion, nothing short of a legalised scam that lawyers have been exploiting vulnerable and often desperate people with for decades. Abigail continued with her story. For the next 4 months, both parties' lawyers then embarked on a campaign of exchanging pointless and aggressive letters, hours of unnecessary phone calls between the lawyers and between Abigail and her lawyer, alongside the endless submissions and exchanges of Form Es and financial information. And it didn't end there. Financial documents were scrutinised and forensically analysed, which really means let's make as much money out of this as possible. With documents sent back and forth with multiple questions, counter questions and challenges. Now, Abigail became totally lost in the system. She felt out of control. She was totally disempowered. She had no information. She just wanted to bury her head in the sand. Every time she had to send her solicitor more information or take a phone call, she felt sick in her stomach, knowing that every minute was being charged. And with the legal bills now running out of control and being kept in a constant state of fear and anxiety, a fear that she needed her lawyer, otherwise she would lose everything. She then started taking out loans. Let me tell you what I think is going on here. I believe that both lawyers know exactly what they are doing. They've been doing this since the day they became divorce lawyers, under the guise of following their clients' instructions, who have signed contracts asking them to advocate for them and to take on their case. These lawyers are, in my considered opinion, just taking as much money as possible from their clients, both playing the game, neither really wanting to resolve anything. I truly believe this insidious behaviour is endemic within the industry. Abigail's bank account was being emptied with no regard or duty of care that she was now having to take out loans. And all this was happening without any court application, any safeguards or any oversight by a court process. At this point, Abigail had spent £25,000 and was getting deeper and deeper into debt. This, folks, is in my mind the oldest legalised scam in the book that has existed for decades, and it is shocking and shameful that it is allowed to continue. Abigail told me that their main marital asset was a house with £650,000 equity in it. Now that makes sense. Her solicitor saw Abigail coming with big, wide open, exploitative eyes. Abigail was now seen as a prized cash cow and another lamb to the slaughter. Let me now explain the really sad tragedy of Abigail's story. These solicitors were never needed from the start. Nowhere does it state that you need lawyers or that you should go to a solicitor. The fact that Abigail's husband went to a lawyer has no relevance to Abigail or the case. They are just a mouthpiece for their client. However, Abigail became fearful and made the same mistake. What you should do when you need to resolve your finances is clearly documented. Attend a MIAM, which is a mediation information assessment meeting, and follow the advice and guidance of an accredited mediator. Now, if mediation is not successful or appropriate, then apply to court. Applying to court is straightforward and you don't need lawyers. As a McKenzie Friend, I would have supported Abigail up to that point for about £200. However, for Abigail, at the hands of her solicitor, hasn't achieved any resolution and needs to now apply to court. And the only thing that she has achieved is to be fleeced of £25,000 in what I consider to be nothing short of a legalised scam. I'm going to now be quite outspoken because I've had enough of these solicitors, and someone needs to give people who have suffered at their hands a voice. I spent my career as a police officer protecting the public from criminals, and I'm now spending my second career protecting the public from family lawyers, particularly solicitors. And I'm going to share my thoughts about family lawyers based on what I have all too often observed as a McKenzie Friend over the last decade. In my view, they are collectively, as a profession, like leeches that suck the money out of clients' pockets, bank accounts and credit cards, often leaving people in crippling debt. They are like vultures hovering over the carcasses of people's broken marriages and civil partnerships, tearing off as much money from the family assets as they possibly can. I say that it is time to put an end to these practices. There needs to be legislation to stop it. People at their most vulnerable, often at the lowest points in their lives, need protecting from what I see as a legalised scam. If the judiciary or government aren't going to act, then we, as a people, can. We can remove these lawyers from the family court process for good. How? It's actually quite simple. Don't hire them. Walk away. Save your £25,000 for your children's future. Drive these lawyers out of the family courts, and in doing so, the family court has to change, as it is already being forced to do as tens of thousands of people self-litigate. You don't need lawyers in the family court. There is no advantage to having a lawyer. They cannot get you what you want or any more money. Don't be the next lamb to the slaughter. I'd like to finish by thanking Abigail for bravely sharing her story with us. I'm delighted to announce that she has now ditched her lawyer and has signed up with one of the independent McKenzie Friends on the McKenzie Friend UK network. A trusted McKenzie Friend from our network can assist you through the entire court process from start to finish for an average fee of around £2,500, a fraction of the cost of unnecessary and exploitative lawyers. If you have a story to share or would like the support of a McKenzie Friend, please contact me at lightnothate.co.uk, and please sign up to my Facebook group and YouTube channel and spread the message of #LightNotHate in all your family court social media posts. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.